Hi, I'm Cheryl and welcome back to my kitchen. I wanted to show you today how you can save money and eat more nutritiously, all in one easy step. So this is how I make homemade navy beans, chickpeas, kidney beans, all different kinds of legumes. The only part of the legume family that you wouldn't cook this way would be lentils. They just cook more or less like rice. And that's maybe an idea for another video sometime, how to do some lovely dal in your rice maker. Anyway, today I wanted to show you how it's really easy. I'm going to use the quick soak method. I'm going to cook right now these navy beans. You can see it's not a very large package of beans. It cost me about $4 at my grocery store. This is going to make enough for probably 4 or maybe even 5 meals for a family of 4. So you can see a great protein source, tons of fiber, iron, blah, 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 super inexpensive. Okay, sorry I'm going to make a little bit of noise, but I'm going to pour these beans into my pot. Notice I'm using a fairly large size stock pot. This is a good heavy stainless steel stock pot because I want to cover these beans, there we go, with double, so there's 2 parts water, 1 part beans. So the water's going to come up to about here. The beans are down here, the water's going to come up to about here. I'm going to bring this pot to a boil, then turn the heat off and just let it sit for an hour. That's the quick soak method. Now, I've been working already on some chickpeas. So the white navy beans can be used in my beautiful Healthify Your Baked Beans recipe. I'll put a link in the comments under this video. But chickpeas are great. Chickpeas can be used in all kinds of curries. You can make your homemade hummus. So many yummy recipes with chickpeas. So let me show you what I've been doing. I'm making a lot of chickpeas because we go through a lot of chickpeas here. So this big pot here had the chickpeas and then twice as much water on top, so 3 times as much water as chickpeas. I brought it to a boil an hour ago and it's been just sitting. It's still going to be pretty hot though, so I'm going to try to be careful. I'm going to take this pot and I'm going to drain it and I'm going to put the chickpeas into my colander. So here we are. I've drained that big pot. There's still a lot of chickpeas in there. But here's the colander with the half-cooked or partially cooked chickpeas. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but if you look, the chickpeas are not, whoops, see that pop out there like that? They're not really tender. Now you could eat one, it won't hurt you, but they're not tender yet. They've only had the first pre-soak, really. The other way you can do this is to soak them overnight, but I like the quick method because I'm always impatient. So what I'm going to do is put these chickpeas back into the big pot. Again, 3 times as much water as chickpeas. So the chickpeas now are going to go up to about here. My water is going to go up to about here. I'm going to bring it back to a boil. This time the chickpeas will probably have to stay on the simmer for about an hour and a half. At about 90 minutes, you can start tasting the chickpeas and see if they're tender enough for you. So you bring it to a boil on the high heat, and then you turn it down to your very low heat, depending on your stove. You know your stove the best, but it was number 1 or very low. So it's just barely bubbling, but barely steaming and simmering. You don't want a lot of bubbling. You want to keep the steam, you want to keep the moisture in to really get these chickpeas nice and tender. And as I said, this is the same method I'm going to use for my navy beans once they're ready to go. Okay, so it's been about an hour and a half that I have been cooking my beans, and I want you to see that the difference in texture from when they were just soaked. So if you can see this, just notice that they're really quite squishy now. Can you see that? They're really quite squishy. And they're also really yummy. So these chickpeas, all you have to do after you've cooked them about 90 minutes and they're to the desired tenderness that you like, drain them well. And they can go right into a chickpea curry. You can use them to make hummus, which is maybe another video that we should look at doing. And all kinds of wonderful things that you can make with chickpeas. They can also go in salads. Now, what do? Like, I have another colander this big full of chickpeas that I've cooked. That's a lot of chickpeas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to divide these up into little individual freezer containers, put them in the freezer. They can stay there for up to 6 months, And then when you want to use some chickpeas, you can just pull them out of the freezer. And if you're in a real hurry, because I've already admitted I'm always too impatient, you can just zap them for about a minute in the microwave and you're ready to go and use them. So have some wonderful legumes in your freezer. They're so much healthier than the canned variety and they'll save you a ton of money. If you like these cooking videos, please subscribe to our video channel and comment. Let me know what you would like to learn to cook next. Talk soon.